What's up guys, this is Miliga. This is my first video and it's gonna be about first 10 2026 day 1 where we have BLG facing off against BFX in a 5-game gigabanger. I'm gonna be talking about the things both teams do well, both teams do not as well, I'd say, and yeah, takeaways to get from the series. So yeah, without further ado, there's quite a bit to talk about, so let's get into it. First off, BLG, I think in their wins, they definitely look like the much better team. The series, either way, let me think that like BLG is definitely a better team than BFX, even though they lost 2 games against them. I think when they play winning matchups or when they have agency on night and bin, they look very good. Like could even maybe beat Genji if they have the right draft. I think the game 1 draft with Rise on for Knight and Bean for Jack and Bean Janks is definitely good enough to beat Genji. I think the team as a cohesive unit looks better with on an engaged champ such as Alistar or his Camille even. When on can like flash in and engage and have a worthwhile combo, the team as a unit looks much better. His enchanters were good as well though. Like his Lulu game was very good. His Nami game was fine, I'd say. The bigger problem in that game I think was the draft, not necessarily his gameplay by itself. Viper, I think a lot of people were questioning if Viper would be playing well, because in the LPL playoffs he hasn't really played like the best AD in the league, which a lot of people were expecting and like did want of him when he transferred over to Bilibili. I think his biggest mistakes are besides the Zeri game, which was disgusting, over forcing 2v2 when Jun or Knight come down to bot lane and he dies for literally no reason because he just wants to bait Diabol and killing in. A lot of the times there is just no reason for him to force as hard as he did. I think Jun is just like much better performance than Raptor. I think if this is his level, they do stand a chance against Chinji, and like if they have good drafts, don't get me wrong, not always. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-game series. I do think these teams will meet in the finals for sure. Bean, his laning is very good. He won, I'd say, like literally every lane, even the sign into Renekton, he was doing fine. He was up CS, he was, I think, even up plating at one point. His XP was fine, he's completely chilling. But he never pays respects to Roms and Ganks. Well, never is a bit of a overstatement, but like he doesn't really pay that much respect to it. Like if he dies, he dies. Like these guys all look like they just want to quickly be done with the game always. They just want to crash like BFX hard, 25 minutes stomp, 25 minutes stomp, 25 minutes stomp, get me out of the game. Like they do not want to play scaling, they do not want to like sit back and just farm. They want to push the wave, they want to click, they want to click the enemy champions, which is I think a really fun playstyle. Yeah, so and the last thing is like when playing scaling they look worse. I don't think for example game 3, the Mel game, I think they could have won. For example, I mean it's a bit annoying at this point, but yeah, if Genji was playing their draft, I think Genji could have taken that game off of BFX. Like they probably could have and they would have, but it's not really BLG's playstyle and it's not really their strength, I'd say, to let Viper on play fucking Zeri Yumi, and the bad matchup for Knight, I'd say. And for BFX, I think their solo laners are worse than Bilibili by like a decent amount. I think Clear was handily gapped. I think Vikla, if he doesn't play like a not necessarily weird champ, but like a champ with obvious limitations, and even if he's behind, he still has some uses, some tools to be useful in the game. I think it's really over for these guys. Like Vikla needs a counter pick, and he needs that counter pick to be like easy to play and easy to execute. And if that happens, BFX are a really good team in the world. Like, could take games off of Genji, could beat Billy if I think Jun had a day off today, would have been a complete stomp. If Jun didn't smurf each and every single early game, I think they could beat Billy for sure. And yeah, you'll have to see for later tournaments if T1 and HLE get their shit together. But if they don't, this team is very legit. I think a lot of people, if they were not LCK fans, were questioning if Diabol was like the real deal. If Diabol and Killing were the real deal, I think they are. I think they're really good, but against top teams, they are not enough to completely 2v the game. They can't just put the entire team on their back and say, okay, you guys are completely griefing this shit, I'll carry it, it's fine. Against solo laners like Knight and Bin, it's just not enough. You can't have your millionaire be down 2k gold or some shit like that. Like, it's just not playable. But that being said, they play like each and every single player in this team knows their role very well. Vikla doesn't ego pick like, okay, give me, I don't even fucking know, give me Zed, I'll carry this shit. Like, everybody is just playing their role. I think Clear is good on the pretty good on his tanks and bruisers. The cannon game, I don't fuck with at all. I think Vikla is fine. Like, he will do troll shit sometimes, but if you put him on the Mel game, for example, where he's very strong in the draft and where his character is easy to execute, I think he'll do his job. I think he's serviceable for sure. For example, I don't think G2 won against Team Secret yesterday as well. I don't think BFX will lose to G2 at all. I really think Vikla can just play some I don't know, standard mid lane with low variance, and the game will be carried by top bot. They are definitely a team greater than the sum of their parts. This BFX squad, they are very cohesive and very, like, this is what every team without a superstar player, or with like one superstar player, I guess, Diablo, should aim to look like. Like, this is honestly, they look like a Korean KC, because they have, like, each and every single player is better than their KC counterpart, but like, yeah, strong bot lane. I mean, I guess game 1, I think this is like why you don't want a volatile matchup mid. It's pretty standard still. It's like Talia Rise. It's not that fancy, but Knight completely stomps Vikla in it. Like, it's not even funny. Like, what is this? It's just Eing on him, auto attacking him. It's just running it down completely. There is nothing he can do. I don't know. It's just DNA gap or some. And also the flash was, yeah, not good. Yeah. Yeah. But that's just like some micro things. I think this is like why you can't really draft meh for Vikla. Like, you cannot draft even for him. I think if you want to win as BFX, you have to draft like some type of counter pick or a really OP champ in the draft. The next sequence I want to show is the bot lane. It's 10:02. So, in this map state, you can see that Jarvan is hovering around the Scuttle Crab waiting for it to spawn. He is thinking about ganking mid yet again, because the Talia has no flash and he has flash, so he can just EQ her, EQ flash her, and then Rise just EWs and like he's dead. There's nothing he can do about it, right? So he's thinking about doing that. Raptor as well on the Vi is coming up and clearing the Scuttle. Jun here is spotted by the ward. He spots Raptor as well. This gives BLG information about Vi. They know she's not bot lane in the tri bush or in the lane bush. So this gives on the ability to flash. Well, you couldn't see because they didn't show in the like play-by-play, but on flashed on the Kai'Sa, knocked up and pushed into the tower, which makes Diable flash and killing heal in order to get out, obviously. So now the lane state is very chilling for BLG. They were before in the state of like danger, maybe, of being dove by Vi. Even a 1-for-1 is completely fine, I feel. But now that they don't have Sums and Varus is completely chilling with flash, he can back TP and with his tier, and Alistar has heal as well. I think it's like very good what On did here to trade summoners. It's also a 2-for-1 summoner trade, so it's obviously like good in the long term. But yeah, here when Vi gets this grab, like there's no chance, I think, for them to ever dive this. They have a lot of HP advantage and a lot of like obviously the summoner advantage. Now we move back to top lane, where Bin is absolutely gapping the fuck out of Clear. What he does to him is completely disgusting. The wave state is obviously insanely good for Bin. Clear is kind of low HP. Bin is completely chilling. He has way more minions, so he can just freeze on this. Now this short trade lets Clear be very low HP, so he has to back and TP. Now Shun, like Bin obviously knows this. Bin knows, like, bro, this guy's wave is terrible. He has to back, he has to TP to come back and fix it. And Shun is doing his crap. So he tells Shun to stay and wait for this guy. Like, stay here, this guy will back TP, stay here, and when he comes back, it's a free gank. Like, we at least get his flash or something. Like, and he does just that. It's like a complete Hashinshin TP. Clear, he's gonna lose his flash, he's gonna lose his health bar, and the wave is still completely fucked for him. Like, him pressing the TP button does not fix his wave. His wave is still very, very bad. Yeah. Jun stays, they gank him, they get his flash, they're gonna get a lot of HP on him. None of them waste their flash. Obviously, Bin wanted to do it. You can see in these clicks, like, this guy is completely ill. He just wants to click. Jun here does something, which is, I think, is very interesting. Obviously, since he spent quite a bit of time, his Krags already respawned. And if he recalls, goes to Krags and goes to Raptors, there is a possibility that Vi is like there and contesting or already took it. Because he wasted quite a bit of time is not really correct to say, because he did get something out of it, but like, yeah, he did spend quite a bit of time in the top lane. But what happens here is that Clear actually stays, and so Bin and Jun obviously know that, okay, this guy is completely dead, so they both stay, they come back, Jun reganks, and it's a flick clear. It's a flick kill, sorry. Now Bin's wave is completely GG. Like, top lane at this point is, I'd say, completely over, bar something completely mentally ill happens from Bin or from Billy to give Bessa back the lead. Here, Raptor is on his Gromp, but he knows that Jarvan needs to back and to do Krags and Raptors. So now he has timer to completely sprint towards the Raptors. He thinks that Alistar is going to bot to protect his Varus, but his Varus is actually completely chilling with TP up, with flash up, very healthy. So actually, when Raptor goes and invades these Raptors of Shun, funny name, I know, he thinks like, okay, this is free, like the Jarvan had to recall, I have a good timer here, I can just take this and leave. But that's not true, since On sprints towards the Raptors, because he knows that Raptor will do this play, and denies the camp from him. Knight also comes, but yeah, I mean, obviously. Yeah, Raptor gets nothing from this, and he loses his flash, which is huge. And he loses quite a bit of tempo. He hasn't recalled in quite a bit, I think, at this point. Yeah. This is huge play from Billy, like showing the I don't know, the cohesiveness of the team between Bin, Jun, and Don and Knight. I mean, if you think about it, just Viper doesn't do much here, but like there's not much you can do about it. His team is completely gapping the fuck out of him. I think this is like the most important, the most like interesting thing about the game. Also, at I think level 10 was when the dive everyone is talking about happens. Viper is level 10. Think like that's his only, like he's the first time he actually affects the game during the dive, and I think he botches it some bit by wasting by missing the R on Varus somehow. I really don't understand how, but yeah, that's it with this game. I feel like from this point, Bean just pushes his advantage a whole bunch. Knight is up like 2k by straight up laning. Like it's very over for BFX. A team like Billy will not let you live after this early game with the draft that they have, which I think is really good. Moving on to game 2, I feel like BLG drafted themselves in a hole, really. They had 3 losing lanes or no prio. Let's just see the draft here. Yeah, so they have like a Israel Nami bot lane into Karma Jinx, which doesn't like necessarily win it by any means. It's a counter pick Nami as well. Like they chose this. The Sion into Renekton doesn't have any prio as well. You just farm, you scale up, you become very tanky, but it's a very killable game of Sion. Since this guy is playing like Jinx Karma, he will have the damage to kill you if you're not completely fed out of your mind at Thanos. The mid lane as well was Annie and the Nafiri for Raptor. I think the Nafiri pick was really good this game, and the Annie as well. It's like very high agency, low risk. Even if like after the first game of Vikla completely sprinting it, this Annie champion really gives you the tools to be useful in the game, even if he doesn't play necessarily too well, and yeah, be useful for his team. And Knight opts for the Aurora into Annie. I really dislike this. I think it can win lane, but even if he wins lane, if he ever gets stunned by Annie, Raptor can just R him. Like the Nafiri can just R him and he's completely one tapped. If he doesn't go Marks. If he goes Marks, he doesn't really have that much damage to pop the Annie and have a lot of lane presence. So like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. I really dislike this draft from Billy. Yeah, obviously, I mean not obvious, but Knight and Jun still get 2 kills onto the Annie out of just playing really fucking well. Like Knight's laning is insane, like always squeezing out each and every single auto attack that he can. Jun also very present, always. Like these guys are very in sync one with another. I think it's like insane. They are probably the best mid jungle duo. I think even better than Chovy Kenyan. I think that those guys are like very good and efficient, but they are not like that insane in like 2v2 scenarios. I don't think they are quite as in sync as Knight and Jun are, honestly. Interesting things about this game. I think the invade at 2:11 in game time. Pantheon is really weak, or right, not really weak, but like he's clear isn't the healthiest. So this gives Raptor the opportunity to invade Jun's red buff and maybe kill him and take it from him. But Jun also knows this. And so when he comes here at the red buff, he knows the possibility of Raptor being here. He dodges the second Q, which is the most important for Nafiri. He gets in a Q, he gets in a stun, He gets in also another auto and an empowered Q, which I think is really huge and chunks Raptor quite a bit. And now he goes, does his Krags, just checks to see if Raptor is actually doing it. Yes, indeed he is. Okay, he goes, does his Krags, and the On comes and like lightly taps Raptor on the shoulder, tells him to kindly fuck off. I think this is really interesting and really good from both Jun and On. Obviously Jun here like does a small mistake. I mean, he does a mistake. Instead of going the long way to bot lane, he goes here through the. He wants to go to the Tribush, but since Jinx and Karma are 2v1ing right now, Karma has the liberty to just push the Tribush and come fuck on up. So he will be forced to flash the wall. I think it's just like at this point Raptor obviously was not going to get a red buff, so I think like this is just a mistake from On. There was no real reason for him to lose his flash like this. He kind of forced himself into it. Yeah, so Aurora will be up. I mean, Aurora is up a ton of gold since they did win 2v2 and he got quite a bit of gold, but the entirety of that gold is going into his Merc threads. And if you look at his combat items, like he doesn't have that much damage per se to just completely 1v9 each and every single team fight. I think the value of the N is very good this draft, and yeah, the Aurora just doesn't really do that much. There will be a mistake later on by Knight on bot lane when he TPs and like he's getting dove and like he doesn't play it really well. But yeah, I think the Aurora pick doesn't do that much work this time around. 11:15 in game time. There is a problem that I saw in Viper do. I saw Viper make. He did this not every game, but almost every game. When the situation is completely free bot lane and Jun is obviously going to gank, Viper just feels the need to force a 2v2 fight to keep Diabol and Kellin interested, even if like they were completely dead. He just feels the need to like not even squeeze, to just keep them here. This is look how early it is. He's already rooted. He has no flash as well, and Pantheon is just arriving. So what was this guy doing before? I mean, obviously they didn't show in the like live, but in the play-by-play they did show indeed that he Jinx placed her traps and he straight up rocket shifted in for arcane shifted in for completely no reason. This gets Jinx a kill and an assist, which makes her really fucking fed. I mean, she's up a fuck ton of gold right now. Obviously, good gank by Jun is, I think, completely running the map yet again. I think he gapped Raptor in almost every game this series. But yeah, this was quite a big mistake by Viper. Like, he's down 1k gold now. The Jinx is in a prime position to carry, especially considering their draft. I think this was quite bad by him. Yeah, well, at 22:40, this I think is the classic mistake of AD carries. Okay, well, I guess we'll look at the ad first. Thank you YouTube. Yeah, at 22:40 is the classic ADC mistake, which is seen in a lot of games, even from the best ADs in the world, like Ruler, Guma. Everybody does this shit. 22:40, Diabol clears the wave. He just goes in this bush and straight up recalls for completely chilling. He thinks it's no danger whatsoever. He's really close to the wall as well. He knows everybody's here as well. He sees Knight on the map. He sees Viper. He sees On. Like, he knows everybody's there, both him and Kellin. But he just takes a very greedy recall and dies for it. He has flash up. He just gets one popped by Knight. Kellin dies here as well, and BFX loses Baron because of this. They are 3v5. Their strongest member is dead. Like, this is a givable Baron. BLG also played the Baron really well. They kind of like played slow. They wait for Clear's ulti to run out. They chunk him a bit, but then they just play the smite, and Pantheon Q plus smite just gets it, secures it for them. So now this is a very good game state for Bilibili, or well, the game state improved a lot more, I should say. BFX get his direct because obviously BLG need to recall. And now they push their waves with Baron, yeah? This is fine, this is fine, this is fine. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Viper has a free turret bot lane. No reason ever not to take it. Like, this turret is completely dead on my screen. But BLG, instead of like collecting the free gold on the map, they just want to push even harder. They want to increase their advantage even more. And they take this god-awful fight in mid lane. Like, Knight uses his R, Jun uses his R, they deal no damage whatsoever. Everybody's full HP. Sion has no R as well. They have no ultimates at this point besides Namiar. Raptor is in their backline. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's really bad. Jinx gets a reset. She runs down the game. It's a penta for Diabol. Not necessarily that he did like something insane, but like the team fight from Bilibili, the decision making, I think was really bad here, and the game is completely over. Like, they just run down and Jinx plus passive ends the game. So yeah, I think this was like a really bad draft by Bilibili, or like not executed that well, and not executed perfectly, and also quite bad. And the mistake Viper made, which gave Jinx a lot of gold, and the decision to not like collect the free gold on the map, and after getting Baron and just fighting for no reason, fucked the game completely. In game 3, I think it was yet again the same story. I think so. Here, a Knight blind picks Ahri, and he gets counter picked to the Mel right on his forehead. I think this is like one of the worst matchups I've seen in pro play. The Mel Ahri one. We've seen, I think, Honkyu solo kill Xiaohu on it as well in LPR lower finals. I think it's really strong, and when the Mel gets things to reflect, it's like completely broken, this character. Well, in the context of the draft, obviously. The Ashe Seraphine bot lane will be strong no matter what BLG pick, but they also opted for a Zeri Yumi, which is very it's very submissive breedable. I feel like they just get completely run down. They have no prio ever. They never have prio bot. They never have prio mid. They never have prio top. I feel like this is same old. The same story of the last game. Vic Lions, the early game, as always, just a free kill. Why not, Mr. Knight? Yeah, I think Bean got over like 4 times this game by the Nocturne and Xante. He gets a kill, I think, 1 time. He gets the wave usual. He does whatever he can, but like it's the way the matchup goes. He can't do much about it, right? Zeri Yumi was just completely weak and like terrible. Okay, at 3:30, Viper does the same thing which he did last game, which I complained about, which is Jun is wrapping around. You can see him on the map. He goes from mid through their jungler to the jungle and now bot. And Viper like completely feels the need to just run down and like click them. He tanks the Seraphine W. He gets flashed on. He cleansed the slow, and now he just has to flash away, which he does. And now he's chilling, right? Right now there is no reason he should ever walk up. He's completely fine. Wukong is coming. Seraphine has no flash. Seraphine is for sure dead. Ashe has barrier and flash, so maybe you could argue that like she maybe could live, even though I don't think so. But Seraphine at the very least is dead. Instead, Viper just walks up, tries to get one more auto, and Diabol flashes on him and just cracks his dome wide open. I don't know. Karin is dead. As I said before, like this should have happened without Zeri dying ever. This was a completely free kill. And On does some like funny business and decides to trade with the Ashe, and he lives, and Jun comes and flashes on her and gets the kill, even though he wasn't vision. Like Diabol knew fully well that this Wukong was coming to kill him, but I mean, this was, I think, well played by On, not like well played by Viper or baited by Viper. I think he just did a mistake for no reason whatsoever. I think at 24-30, I mean the game was, I think, pretty standard till then, with some mistakes, some good plays by every team. I think Bin played this situation at really fucking bad. He just walked in and tanked everything for free. 24-30 this here. So BFX push mid, and they just say, okay, fuck it, get a Baron, which I think was a really good play. You can see like BLG don't even think about it. They think that they're recalled, they're buying items, they're coming back, that like Mel will go on bot lane or something, but actually they're completely sneaking this Baron and getting it for free. When Knight realizes, like when they realize it's already too late. And the thing that Viper does here is one of the most disgusting plays I've ever seen from an AD carry. Like, he just walks in with full sums, with Ghost and Flash, clicks the Mel, and just gets completely one tap. Like, tanks the first two skill shots that Mel uses. He just says, nah bro, I got you, give me that shit, I'll tank that shit, bro, give me that. Yeah, I mean, from this point on, the game should be completely over. The BFX do throw another mini team fight in mid lane, but I think like their draft is so much better, and the goal difference, like the fact that BLG is not up, is huge for them. And yeah, at this point, even if they don't fight and like fight to win, and then I think they can easily stack dragons. I think that they always have like 3 dragons whenever they want them, with S Seraphine and Mel, and also like the Nocturne ultimate is huge for it. So yeah, I think it's at this point, I think the game is over, or yeah, very BFX sided. Game 4, I think it was a good draft by BLG finally. Vikla, BFX tried to get Vikla on some comfort with a Galio counter pick into LeBlanc, but I think this is finally a very BLG comp from them. I think the Sivir Lulu could be maybe something else, but like the Yorick Maokai LeBlanc is very Billy. BFX team comp is also like decent-ish. Like, it's pretty BFX, but I think BLG had a lot of comfort, and Jun again ran the early game. Like, he got so many advantages, and yeah, it was completely carried by him, I think, from start to finish, like at the early game. So let's get into the replay. I think it's a split jungle game. So Maokai invades the red buff and the Raptors and Krags, and Trundle gets his. Yeah, both junglers know this. They have vision. They know this is going on. So Bean should know that Trundle is here and doing the topside cramps, just as BFX know that Maokai is here doing his camps. So then, this is pretty nonsensical from Yorick, I feel like, from Bean. He puts a ward down, but like Trundle is just chilling now. He's just doing the cracks, and then he walks top like this here. Bean should have been recalled, I think, already, but his wave is completely fucked, since he like obviously didn't play it the best, and clear did like deny it to crash. So now Bean is in a really bad position where his wave is not crashed, and Trundle is also top lane wanting to kill him. He plays it, I think, decently-ish. He obviously wanted to come back. He wanted to trade with the Trundle, get him low, come back, fix the wave, and then recall, instead of just flashing here, recalling and then TPing to fix the wave, because he'd have lost a lot. But what he ends up doing is like he trades, okay, then he TPs in his base. He doesn't die. He doesn't lose his flash either, which is pretty nice. but the wave is still very bad. Like, what he did here isn't really that useful. I feel like his wave is still quite fucking bad. Clear decides to stay, even though the wave is good for him, and decides to click a couple of minions. I really don't really know why he did this. He didn't manage to hard push the wave either, so it's not like it's not like being lost that much from what he did here. Yeah, here Jun, if you are paying attention, did a really nice path. Did a scuttle crab skip into ganking mid lane. Vigra is completely GG'd here. There's nothing he can do. They end up running quite a bit. Jun denies his death timer, which is really big because he loses a couple of minions mid lane. He dies eventually here in the top side of the map. He also uses his flash, obviously. Yeah. And here Jun has the options to either, I think, reset and get Grump and then come take Raptors, which doesn't really feel nice because you lose like quite a bit of time just walking around doing nothing. Or he ends up doing is he waits for Trundle to get his scuttle, he invades, and then they go dive Nar on the very stacked wave which Bin got. So I really don't know. Like, I think this is why Clear wanted to fix the wave so that he doesn't get dove, but his timer was like quite bad, I think, and that's exactly what ends up happening. I think this is a really good presence of mind from Jun to do this. To just he's very aware in each and every single early game of especially the mid and top lane wave states and the timers which they have on diving and killing the enemy laners. I think this is what BLG excels at and what they are probably the best in the world at, if not maybe probably top 2, like definitely top 2, probably top 1. I think this was really good by Jun. And yeah, after this I think it's kind of standard, like not much happens. They obviously push their leads even further, they get some plays, they get more gold. And at what was it, I think 11:20, Viper does the same thing yet again. Obviously Diabol is a very trade heavy player. He has ult, he uses it, he clicks in if it's not like a Drake timer. BLG get Drake, he okay, like there is no objective to fight for, so I can use my abilities, my cooldowns to fight and get advantages in lane. Is what Diabol like almost always thinks about, I feel like. Here at just 1 sec, Raptor is suffering, but like there's not much to do. They look for a gank. Viper just ults. They're out. They're chilling. The severe movement speed gets them safe. Jun goes stop. They look for a dive. The wave is not good enough yet. It's not stacked enough, and he loses quite a bit of tempo on the map. So here, Knight recalls TP's bot. Jun comes bot as well with his ult. Sivir is forcing the fight, and I think here, like this frame, as Viper, you click back. I think this frame you click back. At the very least, the Renata is dead. At the very least, I think the Renata is dead as well, but she has flash barrier, so maybe somehow she lives. But I think like the Renata is for sure 100% dead here. And when you see Diabol click like this, it's definitely dead. Like both of them are definitely dead. I think at this point you just flash out as Sivir. I think you just flash out and you're completely chilling. But he just stays, he trades even more, and then he gets flashed on and killed. It's a 2-for-1. I think it should have been a 2-for-0. If Diabol like read the situation in time, I think it could have been like a 1-for-0 maybe, but it's definitely not a situation where Viper should die, I think. But yeah, the game is like, this is just nitpicking, I think. It's